It just gets me really emotional to like hear songs like that. Oh shit, maybe I'm a horrible person. In the palm of his hand. Oh god, I love that lyric. So romantic. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucen. I'm a singer, songwriter, music producer person. And today, I'm going to be reacting to Speak Now, Taylor's version. Let's go. Okay, oh my god. Okay, so the day is finally here. We're finally getting another re-recording. Obviously, all of the law situation has delayed this one at 1989 from coming out. I feel like we probably would have got it maybe before midnight had that not all kind of gone to shit. But anyway, so we're here now, and I'm really excited to hear more songs from this era, because this is like the era when Taylor was writing stuff completely on her own and giving us like sometimes quite kind of harsh, unedited songs. Yeah, and like one of my favourites, Enchanted, like come on now. Also, like I never reacted to the deluxe tracks from the original one. I'm gonna add those two as well. If you wanted to check out my original reaction, you can do. I'll leave the link for you. Though just saying, it was demonetized, so I don't earn any money off that video. So if you do watch it and you do enjoy it, then consider leaving like a little tip thing, or consider going over to the Patreon where you can support me there as well. So just like Taylor, my money's being siphoned off to the big man being her. But anyway, like, did you enjoy that song in the intro? Because that actually is a clip of my brand new song called Boyfriend. You're getting the exclusive. And if you want to hear the full thing, then you'll have to subscribe to Lucent Music, which is my music channel, which I split off recently. And then you'll be the first to hear it when it releases, when it's finally mastered and all that stuff. I'm so excited about it. It's like the best thing I've ever written. Yes, and if you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and make sure to check out all my other Taylor reactions. There's about 20 different videos I've done of Taylor. So let's do it. So we're going to start with Ours, which I have heard at Swiftogeddon. Hello to everyone I met at Swiftogeddon the other week. I know there were a lot of you. I apologise for being so drunk. It was lovely to meet you. Anyway, yes, so the first song we're listening to today is Ours. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we're back to country, Taylor. It sounds really pristine. Ranger silence makes me want to take the stairs. Actually, I'm not sure. Do I know this one? My time is theirs. She sounds so good. They'll judge it like they know about me and you. So don't you worry your pretty little mind. Things that shine. Oh yeah, I know that line, yeah. Her voice doesn't have as much twang as the original. It seems a little bit more like normal. Oh yeah, I do know this one, yeah. It just sounds, yeah, I really like how clean it is. Like, from your past, gonna jump out at me. Ghosts from your past are gonna jump out at me. With their lip gloss smiles, but I don't. Oh, her voice sounds so good. People throw rocks at things that shine. It's about, I guess, like the haters kind of coming for your relationship. You know, the people who you might have been in relationships with before, having jealousy, and actually being able to kind of weather that storm together, because this is something that you share together, you know. It's really lovely. Your hands are tough, but they are where mine belonging. With this song for you. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love the gap between your teeth. This is like the era of like details, isn't it? You know. 'Cause my heart is yours. Oh, that's so cute. But they can't take what's ours. The stakes were high, but this love is ours. It's just like a really, really, really nicely written song, isn't it? It doesn't overcomplicate things. It gets right to the point, has a beautiful flow to it. Like the melody's lovely, production's uncomplicated, it's kind of straight, it's all very straight to the point, you know, which I appreciate in a song like that, because the storytelling is like in the lyrics, and the lyrics are framed perfectly. Like so many songs, like they have brilliant lyrics, but you kind of have to look up the lyrics after, because you can't quite tell through the production like what the lyrics are and stuff. And this era of Taylor really is like, we want you to hear the lyrics first. Yeah, and I really, really appreciate that, you know. Oh, I love that the thing is her singing live at the tour. I love that. Tour tickets go out Monday, I'm gonna die. So Elevator buttons and morning air. Strangers' silence make me want to take the stairs. Okay, right. If you were here, we'd laugh about their vacant stairs. But right now, my time is theirs. Everyone's looking at her. She's in the lift. And it's like making her feel really awkward. But she knows that there's like a little getaway when it comes to being with this person. Seems like there's always someone who disapproves. They judge it like they know about me and you. So there's a sense of like, you already kind of know that she is writing from a place of fame here, right? Because there's this idea that like everyone has an opinion on her relationship. She'll feel like she's got people's judgments on her, and maybe people in the media are putting judgments on her. The stakes are high, the water's rough, but this love is ours. So it's like things are going to be difficult, but it doesn't matter because we have this thing together that we can always count on, you know? It's really, really romantic. Oh, I didn't change my records. I'll do that in a sec. Your hands are tough, but they are where mine belong. So even though you have to kind of like, you have calluses on your hands having to fight people off there, you know, at least they belong within mine. Sorry, Lord, you're going down. Let's go on to the next one. This is Superman. Cool. Oh, this is giving like State of Grace vibes, isn't it? You know, this maybe like a precursor to Right in Red, you know?
Tall, dark, and Superman, he put to save the world.
Nice.
Same thing to me. So much that I miss him.
Is this about her dad? Cute. I love this. This is nice. Oh. Oh, that's so cute. I love the kind of Clark Kent of it all, you know. That's really clever. Oh, that melody's so nice. I love this. This is so sick. No, maybe it isn't about her dad. Maybe it is from the perspective of Lois Lane. Like, maybe that's what she's done. Reputation. I mean, it's got a very, like, antiquated, the woman stays at home vibe to it, doesn't it? But I do love the song. I feel like if it were, like, a little kid, like, looking their dad go away, it would kind of have a bit more, like, ooh, I'd love that. Yeah. Yeah. This is gorgeous, though. Like, the instrumentation, the composition of it, like, the melody. Love it. Amazing. Nice. That melody is so nice. And it's just such clever imagery of like the kind of office man or the superhero, you know. I love this like era of Taylor with that like yeah, so good. That's beautiful actually. I really love like, yeah, that imagery of like it kind of almost being like a Clark Kent kind of character, you know. They put on their glasses, they have their briefcase and off they fly. My initial thought of it being about like her father, you know, if she's like, you know, in her teens at this point, the kind of childhood kind of adoration that you have for your parents and that kind of thing, I think that would have been really lovely. And then it was like, oh wait, no, I think this is a love song, and it kind of ends up being a bit like, I'll stay at home in the kitchen waiting for you to come back. Please don't fuck anyone while you're away. It's a bit like, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, she was 19 at this point. So like she's yet to have her like powerful Taylor naissance, you know, post Red, where like she started to take more agency within her own love life, really, didn't she? But yeah, beautiful song. I do love the arrangement particularly. Tall, dark and Superman. He puts papers in his briefcase and drives away to save the world or go to work. It's all the same thing to me. It's just so clever. I hang on every word you say. Yay. I watched Superman fly away. You got a busy day today. Go and save the world. I'll be around and I'll be right here on the ground when you come back down. So there's definitely a commitment and a loyalty. He's complicated, he's irrational, but I hope someday he'll take me away and save the day. So there's a bit of like, you know, the white horse thing that like I feel like in Red that gets completely broken for her. Something deep in his deep brown eyes has me saying he's not all bad like his reputation. I and I can't hear one single word they say. So maybe there's a sense of like knowing in this song. Maybe she knows that this person's actually like kind of no good. From the writing, you can tell that she knows deep down that there's something wrong. Maybe it's like about this girl who is fantasizing the hero complex, but actually on a deeper level knows that there's something really going on. And I hope you don't save some other girl. Don't forget about me. I'm far away, but I never let you go. I'm love struck and looking out the window. So it feels like, especially with this context of her re-recording it, that it's like the perspective is like, oh, this girl is being used, you know. On to the vault songs. If you have skipped to here, hello. We're gonna go with Electric Touch feat Fall Out Boy. We're going in our pop punk vibes, emo era. Let's go. Ooh, nice. Some subtle production touches that I enjoy. Nice. Kind of feels like it's taking on the vibe of like Long Live, moving on from that vibe.
Breathe, just relax, it'll be okay. Just an hour.
Gorgeous.
Got my money on things
nice.
going badly. Just one time.
Yeah. Still hoping that it's not gonna burn me. Ooh. Nice. Amazing. So there's a real hope in this, isn't there? It must have been a collab in the like at that time, right? Because like if we think about like, I didn't even know Fall Out Boy was still making music. Nice. I love the smoothness of this song. Nice. This chorus has definitely got the Fall Out Boy vibe to it.
Maybe the stars align.
I love a bit of a corner response on a Taylor feature.
While you decide and
Oh, string me along while you decide. It's like, I think dreaming of the situation being real when it's not. Yeah. Gosh, she just fucking knows, doesn't she? She just knows how to write a song. Like, obviously that's like the most obvious thing ever. Just got such a knack for it, hasn't she? You know. Love it. I love the kind of, yeah, I just love it. So good. Yeah. She just knows how to write a song, doesn't she? Like, the thing is that every single time I hear these Vault songs, I'm always like, oh, you know, is it going to be as good? I don't know. Like these were the songs that didn't make it to the album initially, blah, blah, blah. But, like, she just is just such a good songwriter that even all those songs are great. And I mean, she went and truly proved me wrong on Red. And I really enjoyed the songwriting on Show. Like, it does feel like this album is almost like songwriting masterclass, you know? She was like, look, I can write stuff on my own, here you go. And like, the songs are very uncomplicated, they have a very classic kind of structure, but her ability with melody and lyric obviously just shines through in every single song. Just breathe, just relax, it'll be okay, just an hour to your cars in the driveway. So she's pining. This is like pining era Taylor. Just the first time ever hanging out with you tonight. Oh, okay, so this is a first date. I've got my money on things going badly. Got histories of stories ending sadly. Still hoping that the fire won't burn me just one time. So she's had like a whole bunch of like misfires when it comes to relationships, and she's got so much hope within this new first date, you know. All I know is this could either break my heart or bring it back to life. Got a feeling your electric touch could fill this ghost town up with life. I love the idea that like the static electricity between you two is like an instant, like that kind of instant, and it's like she's still hoping that that instantaneous thing is gonna bring her back to life, bring her love life back to life, you know. I've been left in the rain, lost and pining, and I'm trying hard not to look like I'm trying, because every time I tried hard for love, it fell apart. It almost feels like maybe Patrick Stump is the guy from Fall Out Boy, presumably, is on his way to like driving to the date, and Taylor's like there waiting to be picked up, and they're both kind of thinking the same thing, you know. They're both thinking, we've both struggled, we've both had heartbreak before, and now we've got so much hope in this moment for this first date. I was thinking just one time, maybe the stars align and maybe I'll call you mine. Maybe the moment's right. It's 8:05 and I see two headlights. He's late, 5 minutes late. Presumably they were meeting at 8, picking me up at 8. vibes. So maybe that's a bit of a foreshadowing that's not going to go right because he's late. Yeah, I really like that. Proper great storytelling, really visceral storytelling. Cool. Next song, this is When Emma Falls in Love. I wonder who Emma is. Love the kind of high piano, really lovely.
When Emma falls in love, she paces the floor. Jokes about the ways that this one could go wrong.
Well, someone who's been hurt before.
Little Miss Sunshine always thinks it's gonna rain.
Oh, yeah.
That boy will never be the same. She's the kind of girl
Nice.
that's Cleopatra grew up in a small town. Good boys, if they only had a chance to love her. Tell you the truth, sometimes I wish
Chills. Ooh.
in the air like stars in outer space.
Ugh, gorgeous. That's lovely.
I'll just laugh after seeing it all these years. The part it's when she's alone, she takes on the
Gorgeous.
pain on her own.
She takes all the pain and bears it on her own. She's like, this girl Emma really wants the kind of dream romance, and she's not willing to settle for less. I love this kind of like songwriting frame, the kind of country style, like taking a story about a girl. Ugh.
LA, she'll put you in your place. I'm learning.
Wow. Love that chord. Gorgeous.
That her heart fits right in the palm of his hand.
Oh god, I love that lyric. Oh my god. It's so nice.
So when it rains, little does he change.
Oh, oh, nice.
Like if sometimes I wish I was her.
Ugh.
Was her.
Oh my god, I love that. Really love that. That was really gorgeous. Love especially the bridge OBS with like the turnaround. I just love Taylor's turnarounds when she's in. They're just so lovely. Meeting a boy with the eyes of a man to someone who's a bit more mature, and like realising that her heart fits in the palm of his hand. I'm like, oh my god, so romantic. I don't know whether maybe she's singing about a friend or something, like someone she clearly like admires. Like she's like, this girl is the best, like why does no one see her, like she's the best, she's gonna like change somebody's life this day, one day she's gonna love, like, you know, with no kind of qualms, she's gonna really just go for it 100%. And like they don't know what they're missing out on, but it seems as if even like throughout all the trials and tribulations, Emma still holds on to that thing where she's like, I'm gonna find the right person one day, and like she suddenly meets them and it's just right. I bet like when when you see all my reactions from when I was single, I'm like, I don't get it. I wish I had that love one day, and I'm like anyway. Lyrics. When Emma falls in love, she paces the floor, closes the blinds and locks the door. When Emma falls in love, she calls up her mum, jokes about the ways this one could go wrong. She waits and takes her time because little Miss Sunshine always thinks it's gonna rain. When Emma falls in love, I know that boy will never be the same. It's like this character of Emma is like someone who's really been let down and is therefore like pessimistic about their love life, but actually like Taylor's like, no, I know, I have faith in her, you know, I have faith in her ability to love, and I have faith in the fact that she will find someone one day, you know. She's kind of a book that you can't put down. If Cleopatra grew up in a small town, all the bad boys would be good boys if only they had a chance with her. And to tell you the truth, sometimes I wish I was her. The story is about Emma, but just one line where Taylor inserts herself and just says, actually, like, I think the thing is, right, Taylor's looking at Emma thinking, Emma's the best, I wish I was her. But I reckon that Emma would probably be looking at some other girl thinking, oh, they're the best, I wish I was them, you know. And I think maybe she knows that. I think Taylor maybe knows that in the way that she's writing the song, you know. When Emma falls in love, it's all in her face. It hangs in the air like stars in outer space. Oh God, that's so nice. When Emma falls apart, it's when she's alone. She takes on the pain and bears it on her own. She's struggled a lot with it. Rather than putting it on other people, she bears it on her own. And it's like, it's really like that kind of thing where you're talking about a friend who's down on their luck and you're like, oh, but like, it doesn't make sense. Like, they're the best person, they're the loveliest person. It's really like giving me that energy, you know. She's so New York when she's in LA. She won't lose herself in love the way I did. Because she'll call you out, she'll put you in your place. When Emma falls in love, I'm learning. Comparing it to her own relationship and actually saying this friend, she teaches her something. Emma met a boy with eyes like a man. Turns out her heart fits at the right at the palm of his hand. I'm gonna die. And he'll be her shelter when it rains. Little does he know his whole world's about to change. Oh, get emotional. I love it. Okay. Okay, so next song, this is I Can't See You. I Can See You. Cool.
You brushed past me in the hallway.
Sassy Taylor. I love the distortion on her voice. Oh, nice. Rock Taylor. Oh, nice. Oh, gorge, yeah. What would you do if you knew that I can see you? Maybe somebody's like fucking around, messing up, and she's like caught them out. I love that instrument there. I can't remember what it is.
Changed, it's something I like.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Keep quiet.
Okay, so this is a salacious relationship.
If they never found us out, what would you do, Peter?
I love that chord. Yeah, this one kind of isn't really going where I hoped it would go. It's kind of an attempt to do a bit of classic rock, but ultimately lacks a bit of grit, really, I think. It's a secret relationship. Yeah, I'm not all that crazy about this one, actually. This was a little bit mid. Like, even though like I'm not feeling it all that much, there's still great lyrics on it though, and like the storytelling is still there. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know, like I'm not all that like sold on that one. It kind of looked like she was trying to do like a rock song. There were elements of it that felt kind of like uniquely like different from stuff that she's done before, but I don't know, it didn't really feel like it pulled it off. And the storyline of kind of like having this kind of salacious relationship is quite intriguing, but ultimately the hook doesn't really drive it home that much, because I'm not sure what she means by I can see you. Is it like I can see the real you? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't like quite work for me. Yeah, let's look at the lyrics and see if that like convinces me. You brush past me in the hallway and you don't think I can see you, do you? Do you? And I've been watching you for ages and I spend my time trying not to feel it. There's a vibe. And she's trying to kind of ignore it. What would you do if I went to touch you now? What would you do if they never found us out? What would you do if we never made a sound? Because I can see you waiting down the hall from me and I could see you up against the wall with me. And what would you do, baby, if I only knew that I can see you? So maybe like there's a sense of like this is all a fantasy, and she's like, actually, if you were to know what I can see and you know the things that I'm feeling, then maybe. And we kept everything professional, but something's changed. Is something I like. Wait till you see half the things that haven't happened yet. I can see you in the suit and your necktie. Pass me a note saying meet me tonight. Hide away and I will start behaving myself. And then the chorus was repeated again. It could have done with like a, I don't know, it felt like the story wasn't like closed. I think maybe it's like all still within her fantasy, but it doesn't really drive that home for me. Okay, let's go on to the next song. This is Castles Crumbling with Hayley Williams, which is very exciting. We've just found out that we're getting Paramore as our support for the UK dates on the Eras Tour next year, which is so exciting. It's weird thinking of Paramore as a support, but still, very exciting. Yeah, let's go. Ooh, loungy vibe. I was expecting something more dramatic. Gorgeous though. Really love the subtle production in this.
Once I had
gorgeous.
In a golden age, you be great.
Wow.
I have fallen from grace.
Wow. Okay.
And I
So it's like fear of having made a mistake and ruining your career, you know. Wonderful. Oh, I really like this one. There's a real subtlety to the soundscape that I really appreciate. It still feels very Speak Now, but has something extra.
Great hope for a dynasty. Trusted me.
Hayley reflecting on her career too.
I held that grudge till it tore me.
Oh shit, okay, wow. So maybe Hayley referring to what happened between her and her bandmates.
I ran them off behind walls of regret.
Amazing.
Promises that I never kept.
Oh my god, the lyrics. This is really good.
I will just let you die.
Wow. This is just really nicely written and really, really like, God, the lyrics are so good. And to hear like the vulnerability of like these two women in business, you know, who regret mistakes they've made, you know. Yeah. Wow. Burning bridges, yeah. Your connections with other people, taking advantage, making some wrong decisions, admitting that you've made a mistake, and the fear of what have I done? Yeah, I might have found success in the past, but what have I actually lost? Very interesting hearing Taylor sing about that, actually. Gorgeous. Oh my god, I love the instrumentation, the production. This one's given me a little bit of, like, just a touch of Folklore Evermore vibes. Lovely. That was really just, like, beautifully, elegantly written. I just love the production in it. I think, like, it's composed brilliantly. But the added layer for me that really just hits at home is this feeling that I don't think we've really heard from either Taylor or Hayley. Is this, like, moment of, oh, shit. You know, what have I actually done? This moment of regret, admitting that maybe you made a mistake, admitting that like maybe you pushed people away, admitting that you were a shit person. They're kind of at this point when writing this song thinking, actually, like, I pushed myself maybe ahead of other people in terms of my career. I built this castle for myself. Now it seems as if there's like everything that I did to get to that place, maybe it was a mistake, because maybe now everything's going to come down because of the people that I pushed out along the way, because of the people that now hate me because of what I did. You know, it's a very complex thing to actually dig into, and something that artists don't really touch on. You know, successful artists don't really touch on the fact that like there's a certain amount of like selling out, you know, and like a certain amount of pushing your friends and family away and like ignoring them and not seeing them and all those kinds of things because you're too busy on your own career. It's like a really complex thing to have to kind of contend with, you know. Usually most songs you hear from pop stars are like, look how it all turned out, you know, like blah 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 blah, like it's all kind of pristine and I'm powerful and all those kinds of things. But like, you know, it's really, really admitting some true vulnerability when you're kind of sat there saying, maybe I'm a horrible person. Because that's something that I think we've all felt on some level, you know, because no one can walk through life making perfect decisions that suit everybody else, because then you end up living for everybody else and not living for yourself, you know. So, you know, it's like, it's a balance, but like, yeah, I think we've all kind of got to that place where we think, oh fuck, am I an awful person? Sometimes I feel like that myself when I'm like so focused on like my channel, I'm so focused on my music, I'm so focused on my boyfriend that I have kind of like not seen a lot of my family and stuff in a while. And it's like, you know, even if I did build my career up to a point where it feels like this kind of castle, is it worth it to push everybody away? No. I'm trying to find balance, right? Yeah, I wasn't expecting to hear something like that on this album. Once I had an empire in a golden age and I feel like my castle's crumbling down, I watch all the bridges burn to the ground. So the burning bridges really like seems to be like burnt bridges, connections between me and other people, and maybe I'll live to regret that, you know. And you don't want to know me, I will just let you down. I love the imagery and the metaphors, like within like, you know, the queen of a castle, this dynasty, this powerful figure who is suddenly starting to question themselves, you know. It's a very, very intriguing storyline, even if it wasn't relating to like career or whatever. I held that grudge till it tore me apart. Like, that's gotta be a reference to like Hayley's history with Paramore. Like, there was a number of years where they were like fighting and holding grudges against one another, and ultimately Hayley owns the rights to the band. It's basically her, and so that's kind of where all the fallout was, right? So it's like maybe admitting that those grudges actually tore her apart in the end, you know. I sit alone behind walls of regret, falling down like promises that I never kept. Fucking hell. I built up all these walls to push people out, and yet now they're just crumbling, they're falling down because actually I'm a shit person. Like, isn't this like so like heavy? Smoke billows from my ships in the harbour. People look at me like I'm a monster. Now they're screaming at the palace's front gates. Never wanted you to hate me. So you could see it as a story, like a not actually relevant to her own life. I think it is, but like you could see it as like the story of a ruler, somebody who got power, somebody who ruled over the country and had such great ideas to start with, but then once the power got to them, they changed, and now like everything's changed because of like it kind of went to their head and it's all kind of been ruined. Okay, penultimate song. This is Foolish One.
My cards are on the table, yours are in your hand.
Power and balance.
Talk myself to sleep again.
She's certainly in a lovelorn place, isn't she?
Forget to mention voices of reason in my head are not the exception.
Wow. It's kind of telling herself off for having this like dreamlike approach to love, you know.
But I know I can't call you mine. And it's
delicate.
Shoulder, it starts thinking you'll come around.
So she's really pinning all of her hopes on somebody, but she's then telling herself off for having these hopes because she knows she's foolish.
Check in your mailbox for confessions of love.
Really sweet. I think that's something that we've all been through as well. Especially at this age, you kind of like still have this kind of Disney-like thing, you know?
See this song.
You know, it can work out.
You haven't written are telling me why. Me in the wings.
Yeah, she's on the hook.
You'll get your ring. And
Yeah.
I will finally learn my lesson. Foolish one.
Plus romantic.
Better just walking out.
You're gonna learn the hard way instead of just walking out. She still needs to learn that she should prioritize herself and she should take power within her own relationships. But when you're 19, 20, you don't know that, do you? Like, I really love how you can kind of like track Taylor's like development of her entire life, especially when it comes to love, you know.
It just wasn't the one.
It's like, it almost sounds like she's like older Taylor now. That last little bit is almost like maybe an addition, like it could be that she wrote the original song when she was younger in that space, but it does feel like that last line is like, you know, she's looking at her younger self and saying, you know, he just wasn't the one for you. Now I know, you know. I thought it was Joe, but now it's not. Yeah, that was really nicely written. I really like that. Really nicely written song. And I like, yeah, how it almost felt like she was singing it with a perspective of like now looking back. Yeah, even from that first line, my cards are on the table and yours are in your hand. It's like a power dynamic. Like she's putting everything out there, making her vulnerable, and he's staying mysterious and aloof and holding things close to his chest and like not being honest. And when you're in that kind of dynamic where you're the one that's always like putting yourself out and being super vulnerable, you're giving people power over you. And like, unfortunately, there are people who will take advantage of that. And that's the situation that she's found herself in this song, you know. Chances are tonight you've already got plans, and chances are I will talk myself to sleep again. Slowly. You give me just enough attention to keep my hopes too high. God, that is like so like something that I really just relate to. Like I just spent so much time, especially when I was that age, like kind of feeling like I was getting drip fed feelings from people. They were just there for the attention, but actually I was like all in, and they were just, oh no, it's not a real thing, you know. But I feel like Taylor at the end of the song, because they weren't the one. That straight guy that you fell in love with was not the one. Foolish one, stop checking your mailbox for confessions of love that ain't gonna come. You'll take the long way, you'll take the long way down. You know how to keep me waiting, and you know how to act like I'm fine. Don't know what to call this situation, but I know I can't call you mine. And it's delicate, but I will do my best to seem bulletproof. So she's still very in it. She's still hoping in this moment that it's going to happen, you know. I'm sliding down the wall with my head in my hand saying, how could I not see the signs? But, oh, you haven't written me or called, but goodbye, screaming in the silence, yeah. So like nothing's happened, but like the silence tells me the truth. I'll get your longing glances, but she'll get your ring, and you'll say you had the best of intentions, and maybe I'll finally learn my lesson. And this last verse, the main chorus is like, she's telling herself, stop doing this, you need to stop doing this. Now she's like, it sounds like she's singing to her. Ain't never gonna come, you will learn the hard way now, foolish one. Sitting around waiting for confessions of love, they ain't never gonna come. And thinking he's the one, you should have been walking out. Foolish one, the day's gonna come for your confessions of love. And when all is said and done, he just wasn't the one. No, he just wasn't the one. So it really does feel like she's from the future saying, oh, Taylor, he wasn't the one. It was never gonna happen. And one day, you know, this will actually happen for you. For a while, and you know, but this person isn't the one. I just love that perspective change. Anyway, I'm going on. Before we go into the final song, here's a quick shout out to all my patrons. As well as getting the name in the video, get a number of benefits. You can get access to the Discord community where we talk about all the latest music and we talk about life. Lovely little group. Then on the next tier up, you can actually watch all my videos early, and you can watch them unedited as well. And then on the upper tiers, you actually get to pick what I react to. So you can request me to react to any specific songs, any specific artists in a little artist discovery, or any albums for the different tiers, and everybody on Patreon. And those videos actually stay exclusive to Patreon. So that is all the extra content that you get over there. If you want to join in the little club, then go over to Patreon. The link is there. The link is in the description. The link is at the end. Cool. Let's go on to the last song. This is Timeless. Very warm guitar. Lovely chords.
Down the block, there's an antique shop. On the counter, photos, 25 cents each. Black and kind you don't put down.
Gorgeous.
Ugh. Saw us instead.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You still would have turned my head.
Ugh.
In 1944, fight in the war. You still would
The war.
Pray to God you'd be coming home alright.
I love this.
Supposed to find this. So even in a time we would have been timeless.
Oh, that's so well written. I love that. Gorgeous storytelling. Walking into a thrift shop, looking through all these old photos and just putting yourself in that place like,
Teenage couple in the driveway. She brought me back to the first time I saw you. Precious things the time forgot.
Wow. I love this. Oh, the storytelling here is next level.
I'd die for you in the same way.
Wow.
You still would have been mine. We would have been tied.
Romeo and Juliet kind of reference again, huh?
Supposed to find this. You still would have been mine. We would have been tied.
Love it. This is so gorgeous and so romantic.
Let it touch your soul.
Ugh.
Started when you said hello.
Amazing. Oh my god, I love this. This is so nicely written. I'm obsessed.
Now
she's writing their story. Oh my god, first their relationship. It's so romantic. Little tears.
So I walked in.
Gorgeous. Oh my god. Ah, I love that. Oh my god, I love that. That was so nice. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh my god, that's like just like her like classic storytelling, like from, you know, that era, like Mine and like, you know, Enchanted and all those, but like just so next level for me. Like I just adore all the little pieces of stories that kind of were going on. Like it was very literal. Like she walked into the shop, she was looking through all the photos and seeing all these love stories within these photos, and just she was taken off into a dream where she was picturing herself with this person that she's currently in love with in these times when, you know, and she was kind of thinking, actually in a different life, even if we had met just before the war, I think we would have still been in love. I think that we are destined to be in love with one another, even if, you know, even if it's just before the war and you're going off to war, or even if like it's Romeo and Juliet and you're supposed to be marrying somebody else and we will still want to get married. You know, it's like even in all those different possibilities, like, I still think that we belong to be together. Like, we belong together. And like, oh my God, and then that last bit where she's like, you know, we're gonna it's that like turn around and the referencing and the where she's like, when we get old and grey, we're gonna be together and we're gonna be married and we're gonna have our own box of photos. I'm like, you know, like, it's just like so beautiful. And I think that, like, honestly, like, for me, I think, you know, now I feel like I've actually found that for myself. It just gets me really emotional to, like, hear songs like that, because I just, like, you know, I finally am in love. You know, to hear, like, these songs of, like, such kind of hopeless love that I think that before I met him, I probably would have, like, turned my nose up a little bit, you know, probably would have been like, okay, but that's just for fairy tales. And, like, yeah, like, our relationship hasn't, like, obviously been, like fairy tales, you know, obviously things grow and whatever, but, like, honestly, like, I've just never been more in love. And it's wonderful because I was patient, you know, and now I can listen to these songs and just reminds me of him, and it makes me really emotional. He's going to watch this and be like, oh my God, Dad. Oh, Christ above. I think I kind of pretty much got all the lyrics, didn't I? I don't think I have much that I can add by looking at the lyrics, because I think I got it. That's kind of the thing about all these songs, is that, like, the way in which they're written, the way in which they're produced really is all about the storytelling. And, like, that is really the key thing that, like, goes through the entirety of Speak Now, and, like, is within these Vault songs as well, you know. Yeah, fabulous. If you want to check out my original reaction to Speak Now, then you can click here. And by the way, it's been demonetized, so please support me on Patreon. And if you want to go on Patreon, watch this video uncut and actually support me, and watch next week's video, which is Mitski, I think, then click here.